Welcome to Essential Style. So the Edmonds Higgins Mill is one of my favorite boots, and I've gone on record to say it's probably one of the best shoes that I've ever bought, my best shoe purchases of all time. I've had this boot since 2016, it's currently 2022, so I've had it for about 6 years. I've worn it, I've replaced the heel on it. It is due for a resole, so I haven't worn it much last winter. There's another reason why I didn't wear it last winter, and that is because I got this pair of boots. This is actually the Edmonds Higgins Mill waterproof version, and this is the regular version that's not waterproof. So we're going to talk about the similarities and differences between these two boots, what I like, what I dislike, and overall, should you go with the classic Chromexel original version of the Higgins Mill, or should you step it up to the waterproof model? Let's get right into it. Higgins Mill Original. One thing I really like about this boot is how it broke in over the years. The color is that nice golden brown. It's a medium brown. It's not too light, not too dark. It's just right. Got that nice little tan welt around, gives it character. Creasing looks pretty good. Minimal maintenance for these boots. Chromexel leather is pretty easy to take care of. There are some lines over here. Again, these are handmade boots. They're not going to be perfect. Some people complain about their quality, but what you have to understand with boots that are actually handmade is that you are going to see some more perfections than in boots that just come out of the factory and everything looks the same. So the two boots are not going to look exactly the same. This is the left boot of the original Chromexel leather Higgins Mill. You can see I got some scuffs and dings on there. The sole, I could still wear it. The sole feels pretty thin here, so I do need to go and get them resoled. I just haven't gotten around to it. I haven't been able to get to one of their stores, but it is on my list. We're coming into spring and summer here anyway. But overall, a great pair of boots. They go with literally anything that you could wear. Very, very comfortable. I've walked about 10 miles in them one time and my feet were pretty good. So overall, it's a great boot. Some of the cons. The first con I could think of is with the original Chromexel version, the boot runs very hot. I can remember when I worked in Manhattan and I first got this boot. Sitting in the wintertime in my office, the boot was extremely, extremely hot to the point where a couple times I actually had to take the boots off. And I was just wearing regular cotton socks. I was not wearing wool socks at all. So that's number one. Number two, while it is a great boot, it's not that heavy. I have a shoe tree in there right now, so it feels a bit heavy. There's not a lot of heel cushion. So there were times, as comfortable as the boot is, there were times when I was wearing it that it was actually, my heels would start hurting by the end of the day. Bear in mind, this is after walking around New York City, walking up and down subway stairs, just standing on my feet nonstop. So this is a lot that I was doing to actually feel that my heels were starting to hurt. But I did notice it. And after those days wearing these boots for a long time when my heels actually started to hurt, that's when I really appreciated wearing a shoe like the Clark's Desert Boot or a sneaker or some of the Cole Haan shoes that I used to wear. So that was also another negative thing. But overall, the boot's pretty good. It goes with any outfit. Super versatile, super durable, comfortable enough. I'd rate them an 8.5, even a 9 out of 10, depending on how I'm feeling. So I was going to get them resold, but what happened was I saw Edmonds made a waterproof version of it, and I figured, well, these are probably the best boots I've ever bought. Why not just go with the waterproof? And I know it's going to work. I know that I'm going to wear it. I know it's going to be comfortable. I knew exactly what I was getting with this boot. It's just, the only difference is this one is not waterproof. This one is waterproof. So let's talk about the waterproof version. First thing you can tell is the leather is still got that kind of golden medium brown, but it is a little bit darker, which certain times I haven't liked, but certain times I really like. With it being a little bit darker, it actually is a little bit dressier, but it's still same boot, same size, same shape, same everything, same day-night sole, very, very similar. You can see I've scuffed them up a little bit. I haven't gotten the chance to polish them, but they don't look too bad. Pretty sure these are also Chromexel leather, but they do have a waterproofing membrane inside of them right there. So when I got this one, the waterproof boot, I thought it was going to run hot, just as hot, if not hotter, than the Chromexel original version of the same boot. Much to my surprise, this boot actually runs a bit cooler, which I said, hey, that's awesome, because these boots are pretty much below 50 degrees, below 40 degrees. There were a lot of times I wanted to wear these boots, but it was just too hot, and I either had to say, well, like my feet can look great, but they'll sweat like crazy, so I basically need to wear sneakers or I need to wear dress shoes, and I never kind of liked doing that. I always wanted to wear these boots more. So that's number one that I was really surprised on. So another nice thing about this boot is it just feels comfortable, and it actually feels like it's a softer leather. It was easier to break in. The original version was not hard to break in, but these were even easier to break in. Now, I have not worn these in a torrential downpour. I have not worn them to shovel snow. The reason I bought the waterproof boots were so that when I wanted to wear something that wasn't my LL Bean boots or my Echo Track Gore-Tex rain boots, I wanted something that still looked stylish and badass, but also kept my feet decently dry. Obviously, in a torrential downpour, they'll probably soak through. There's the tongue, the water can get through there. So if you step in a puddle that's higher than this part right here, your feet's going to get soaked. But the couple of times that I wore them over this past winter, in the snow, in the rain, they did very, very, very well. I didn't step through any puddles. Again, I want to keep leather nice, but it's just something that when I was going out in the winter and it was going to rain, it's going to snow, and I wanted to look nice, this boot served the purpose great. So while I really enjoyed the waterproof version of this boot, there were a couple of things that I found were a little bit less than ideal than they were with the original Chromexel Higgins Mill boot, the non-waterproof version, right? Number one is that it feels lighter, but something about, I don't know if it just doesn't feel quite as comfortable. If this is an 8.5 or 9 out of 10, this is about an 8 or 8.5 out of 10. And again, it's tough for me to say because I haven't worn these basically in like over 6 months. I spent a lot of time wearing my Thursday boots this past winter, as well as my Allen Edmonds Daltons. I got a pair in walnut right there, and I have my dark chili as well. Those are very comfortable boots. But the couple times I did wear them, I kind of put them on my feet and said, okay, I'm just going to walk for a long time. Similar like what I did with this. I did find that the bottom of my feet were getting a little bit more tender than I remember them getting back when I was wearing these all the time. And these were my primary winter, fall, cool work boots. So I have only worn these a handful of times. I have not worn them a lot, but I'll have to wear them more, and I'll have to wait until I get these resold just to see if I can compare it a little bit more and see if it actually is something, if they did unfortunately cheapen out the insides and make it less comfortable just to save some costs. Other thing I wasn't too psyched about is on the side panels of these boots, we have some really crazy creasing. And it happens on the other boot as well. Not as bad, but it's almost as if, actually that side's a little bit better. So the left boot's a bit better. These are made in America. These are handmade boots. You're going to see certain things like this, but particularly with the right boot, this is just really, really crazy. And you really see it when the boot's just sitting there. Now, the couple times I did wear these, I'm pretty sure that this leather pulls tight around your ankle and you pretty much don't see it. And now the nice thing about it is, from the top, they look great. You can see the boots on the left, the waterproof version of the Higgins Mill, is creasing a little bit nicer than the non-waterproof version of the same boot. So it's kind of a give and take there, but that is definitely one of the first things I noticed. Leather quality seems to be lacking, a lot of loose grain creasing, something that you kind of just get with Chromexel leather, but I just think that it would be nice if it wasn't so wrinkly. Actually, the left boot seems like it's pretty good, but the right boot is where things fall apart. I mean, it just looks pretty rough. The outside doesn't look too bad. The inside looks pretty bad. So I guess if they had to pick where to put the worst panel of leather, they're going to put it on the inside right here. This is the part of the boot that you see the least. But these boots are also more of like a stylish dress work boot, so they don't need to be as polished and professional as the Daltons or a dress shoe or anything like that. So again, something to keep in mind. So should you buy the Allen Edmonds Higgins Mill non-waterproof version or the waterproof version of the Higgins Mill? Well, it really depends on what you want to do. If you are living more in a colder climate and you want a boot that's going to keep you warm, but you don't want to wear it in the rain or the snow as much, maybe just going out to the car, maybe walking to the train, this boot really is going to do a lot for you. It's going to keep you nice and warm. It's durable. It's very comfortable. Just be careful if you do wear it in the snow. I did wear this one in the snow after having it for 6 years. It is going to soak through and your socks are going to get wet. If you want a boot that you want to be able to wear wool socks and keep your feet warm in the winter, but also you want to wear it more into the spring and earlier in the fall without your feet just overheating on you, and you also want to be able to say it's going to rain later, I don't have to wear my bean boots, I don't have to wear sneakers, you don't have to let the weather dictate what you're actually wearing aside from just wearing a rain jacket, like a stylish jacket and an umbrella. These are the ticket for you. Just keep in mind that in my experience, these aren't quite as comfortable as these. I can't give a definitive answer on that yet. Like I said, I have not worn these in a very long time, probably almost 6 months or so. And these I only wore maybe 10 times this winter. I spent a lot of time wearing my Dalton boots that are over there, and I also spent a lot of time wearing my Thursday Captain boots. So it depends. If you want a warm, nicer looking, rugged boot, you don't want only that waterproof stuff, you don't feel that you need it, and you want something that looks a little bit more characteristic with a little bit more of like a 3D patina, the original version should do you just fine. If you want something a bit more practical, you don't want your feet to overheat, you don't want to be worried about your socks getting wet if you wear it in the fall rain, the spring rain, the Waterproof Higgins Mill should be good. So anyway, guys, gonna leave it right there. Hope this helped. Hope you learned something. As always, appreciate you stopping by. I will see you next time. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Bye.